The family of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has confirmed that he will personally handle his legal defense when his trial resumes on March 21. In a statement released today, Kanu's younger brother, Emmanuel Kanu, disclosed that the decision was made to ensure a fair hearing free from legal delays that have plagued the case. According to the statement, Kanu's choice to defend himself marks a significant turning point in his trial. The statement further argues that this decision will expose fundamental concerns about how the Nigerian judiciary has handled the cases related to the Biafran self-determination movement. Also, it stated that this links Kanu's decision to his previous legal victories, particularly the removal of Justice Binta Nyako from his case. Additionally, the statement accuses the federal government of handling the case with bias from the outset.
But you know the kind of person Nnamdi Kanu is. Very blunt. He doesn't hide anything. He actually exposed Binta Nyako's family, a fraudulent family. Today, Judicial said over his dead body, but he said he's not going to handle a case that was at least, vindicated or victory given to Nnamdi Kanu 2 times. In that regard, he said, if I actually begin to handle this case, what am I going to say anymore? I still find it very, wrong to preside over such case. Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly renditioned into this country from Nairobi, Kenya in 2021.
All right. So as we prepare for Nnamdi Kanu's case tomorrow being the 21st day of March 2025, it is very important that I bring you this update that from the mouth of Nnamdi Kanu's family member, it has been confirmed that Nnamdi Kanu said that he will handle his legal defense tomorrow being the 21st day as he appears in court. Remember, the new judge that has been assigned to him, Justice John Soho, will be the one who will handle that case. So it is going to be very, very hot. Honestly, you cannot miss it. And all you need to do is just to subscribe to this channel, because tomorrow I did get the one for you here. I'll give you update as they go, as I bring up for you. All right. So please, I want you to take a little time now and watch this and just prepare yourself. Buy enough data. Tomorrow you are going to see all updates from this platform. All right. So it's just going to be hot. I'm just imagining in my head how it's going to be. You know, Nnamdi Kanu now, a very rascal man. You can't talk rubbish where he did. Like, he doesn't take rubbish, especially when it comes to law. So honestly, it's going to be very, very hot. All right. So tomorrow we see how it goes. But for now, please, I'm going to allow you to watch this update and then get yourself prepared for tomorrow, right? Meanwhile, you can drop your comment, and if this is your first time, you can do well to subscribe to this channel, right? Please watch.
Beautiful morning, Mazi Raf.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Once again, Mazi Simon, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated.
Yes.
Because yesterday we saw Binta Nyako disgraced when a new judge who just got a reassignment,
yes,
to handle the case of Nnamdi Kanu, came out to say that, well, Nnamdi Kanu was unjustly arrested and by extension has even been granted a bail, that he will not have his whole hand soiled because this case has gone beyond Nigeria. The Americas, the United Nations are all involved, and he will not be a corrupt judge like the Binta Nyako. Maziraf, welcome. What's your reaction?
Thank you so much. It's a jubilation now correctly. Then yesterday it was a great jubilation, Biafrans all over the world, not only Nigeria, we are celebrating, shouting, joyful song, all in favor of Nnamdi Kanu. Because a justice by name, Justice Judicial, has actually accepted that handling or presiding over Nnamdi Kanu issue or case in the court might, soil his legal reputation. He said since the federal government of Nigeria has actually been defeated in the court of law by the same Nnamdi Kanu 2 times, he said, what was he going to judge again? He says Nnamdi Kanu has no case since Nigerian government wrongly renditioned Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya. He said he was wrongly brought into this country, that he was not going to handle the case. He washed off his hands of this case. I don't know what to understand. Thereby disgracing the former Chief Justice Binta Nyako. Yes, Binta Nyako was there wrongly because they called her for the second time, and when Nnamdi Kanu actually had confrontation with her, she actually understood that she was doing the wrong thing. And that was what actually finally excused him or recused him of that case. He left the case. Now, Binta Nyako, after being disgraced, Kanu actually came out to tell Nyako that you were having fraudulent case hanging on the necks of your family, you, your son, and your husband. And that was why Binta Nyako as a woman, started crying because it was a, you know, a legal disgrace. It was a, let me say, a general disgrace, public disgrace, because nobody even knew about that allegation. But you know the kind of person Mazi Nnamdi Kanu he is. Very blunt. He doesn't hide anything. He actually exposed Binta and Yako's family, a fraudulent family. Today, Tusho said over his dead body. Anyway, I don't wish him death. He's not going to die. But he said he's not going to handle a case that was at least, you know, vindicated or victory given to Nnamdi Kanu 2 times. In that regard, he said, if I actually begin to handle this case, what am I going to say anymore? I still find it very, you know, wrong to preside over such case. Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly renditioned into this country from Nairobi, Kenya in 2021. He said they should allow the gentleman to go free. Later, he joined his point by saying that he is not going to play eye service to satisfy some people, thereby, you know, gambling with his legal document or certificates. He said, what about my integrity? What matters to me is my integrity, and I don't want my integrity ruined by at least meddling on that case again. It's a case that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won 2 times. The man, a justice, you know, a legal giant, actually has watched off his hands of this case. Then we know the kind of game that Tinubu-led administration is playing. Tinubu is delaying Nnamdi Kanu's release so that he will use it to bargain with the Igbos come 2027. The reason why Nnamdi Kanu is still staying there is, let's say, when 2027 comes, Tinubu is going to campaign in Igbo land. He's going to promise them that if he releases Nnamdi Kanu, you people are going to vote for me. But I'm telling you that they actually promised an ambariance when we were about electing, you know, embarking on gubernatorial election that brought in Chief Charles Soludo, the current Anambra State Governor. Federal government of Nigeria promised Ndi Anambra that immediately that election finishes, they are going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why election held in Anambra State. It was all free for fight war zone. I mean Anambra and the Imo State. Before that election, the soldier, the police, and the indigenous people of Biafra and the youth over there were fighting themselves over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration. And why did election hold? It was a promise that if they did the election successfully, Nnamdi Kanu will be free. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family, they have been at least, you know, frequenting Aso Rock, frequenting DSS facilities in Abuja over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. In the context of the promise made to them, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family, when Soludo election was about to at least come. And actually, after that election, what happened today? They turned their back on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family. So this time around, every Igbo man, hopefully we are believing that Tinubu is playing political game to use Nnamdi Kanu at least as a bait, as a gambling or gamble, let me say, sacrifice comes 2027. We are prepared this time, waiting for him to tell him right on his face that all his political promises are nothing but deceptions and lies. If 2027 comes, Tinubu will promise and they will fail to fulfill his promise. So nobody should listen to a promise of that nature. The only thing we know is that the Igbos should work hard now, the elites, the Hanezes, the politicians even, and the Igbo youth, to make sure that we go beyond Nigeria to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freed. They are leaving him there to use him. APC government, they are using Nnamdi Kanu there to use him again for 2027 presidential ambition or second coming of Bola Ahmed.
Okay, but we know that some Fulani oligarchs have come out to emphatically state that any judge or any government that release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be labeled as a terrorist.
Yeah,
that in fact that person has committed what we call treason. Okay, don't you think that is why this new judge ran for his life?
No. The new judge ran for his life because he has a pedigree. He has a legal pedigree, you know, that has made him a legal erudite. And you can see he's maintaining it by avoiding stain on his own personality. Not only personality, but integrity and dignity. He's avoiding shame and disgrace, because if he gets to that court room, I believe, I know whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. He is going to disgrace the man, and the man will come out in shame. So the man is trying to avoid something. Disgrace, scandal, stigma. A stigma that is at least bordering Binto Nyako now. She found herself in that stigma. Nnamdi Kanu disgraced Binto Nyako. And you know this kind of disgrace, it was on a plate, that let me say, framework of the globe. Because the whole world is watching. And something like that, someone that was brought to court as an accused person has turned to become a judge, chief justice. Do you know the kind of, you know, humiliation that Binta and Yako at least may have gone or underwent. It was a serious issue. The current Chief Justice is trying to avoid many things, to avoid denting his name, to avoid his certificate being at least, let me say, dented as well or disgraced. He's trying to represent something out of himself. The man has respect for law. The man doesn't have respect for injustice. That's why the man said he was wrongly brought into the Nigerian nation, that he has nothing to judge in the case. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free, is a free person. Vindicated many times, 2 times. So the question there is, the Fulanese oligarchs, who are they in Nigeria? The Fulani oligarchs are scapegoats we have in Nigeria. They are the nomads, the wanderers. They are the law violators we have in Nigeria. The Fulani oligarchs are the ones sponsoring terrorism across the north. In fact, if you ask me who are the terrorists in Nigeria, number 1 is the highly rated terrorist group, Fulani headers, herdsmen, number 4th in the world. In Nigeria, they are ahead Boko Haram. Boko Haram is not number 1 in Nigeria. Number 1 is Fulani headers, who are going about all the communities of all the tribes in Nigeria. Fulani headers are not only operating in the north, they operate in south, they operate in southeast, successfully in southwest, everywhere in mid-belt. They are there. They are the number 1 terrorist group we have in Nigeria. So how do you say it? There's no how Fulani will allow Nnamdi Kanu freedom, because they actually know that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, their job, all their plans, all their deceptions don't crumble. Now it make them the vex anytime where them say make the judge in Nnamdi Kanu.
All right, so what do you think? Just prepare yourself for tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. God bless you.